Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another web development video. Today I'm talking about failing the 100 Days of Code challenge. If you've been on Twitter, you've probably seen this hashtag, especially if you're trying to learn to code or maybe you've even taken it. But for me, I failed it. I didn't make it. I tried it. I got up to 21 days. And basically, I'll tell you what happened. But first, if you haven't heard of the 100 Days of Code challenge, according to 100daysofcode.com, there are two main rules. One, you gotta code a minimum of 1 hour every day for the next 100 days. And two, you're supposed to tweet your progress every day with the hashtag 100daysofcode hashtag. This was started by Alexander Callaway because he wanted to learn different technologies than that he was currently using at his work. I guess he was already a developer, so that's pretty common. So he never made the time to code after work. He says that he would end up watching TV and putting it off the next day. That's pretty common, I think, in the web developer world, in any world really. You get home from work and it's hard to work on side projects. So eventually he made the public challenge for himself. And he basically is using, he made it public, so he's being accountable, making himself accountable to his peers and whatnot. And also he's using, the power of habit building. Both of these are really powerful principles that you find and you can read about in a lot of self-help books. So that's basically it. If you want to look up the rules, you can go to 100daysofcode.com and kind of look up the fact page. I guess you're allowed to take a day off here and there. I think it's one every 2 weeks. But for me, I failed it. I got to day 21 and I stopped it. I stopped tweeting about it because I realized that I'm coding every day at work and I'm not coding in the evening when I get home. And that is that's breaking the rule. You're supposed to be doing this to build a habit and work on self-improvement and stuff like that. And for me, I already have a blog that I was, especially at that time, spending a lot of time on working on and wasn't necessarily always coding. And then I also, honestly, I didn't know the rules. I thought that it was, I just am going to write code for 100 days and I'm just going to use a hashtag and, learn about code. But then I realized that, when I looked it up one day, I thought, isn't this supposed to be consecutive? Am I supposed to be able to take days off? I realized, shoot, I'm supposed to be doing this as kind of like an extracurricular thing. I'm not supposed to take breaks of multiple days in a row and stuff like that. And really, in the spirit of it, I wasn't really following it because it's to make coding a habit, which is already I have a dev job and it's already a habit for myself. And I've gone through several periods now in my developer job and even before that of I will occasionally not code anything in the weeknights for weeks on end or even weekends for weeks on end. And then I will get back into a project and then I will be coding every night. And most of that revolves around how much the extracurricular activity or things that I need to be doing that aren't coding. But I always come back to it. So really, the point of it is it's a quest to improve your skills and to make coding a habit and learn a lot along the way. So yeah, I had to quit it. I thought this isn't in the spirit of the challenge and I can't in good conscience just keep using the hashtag. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Don't do that, right? So, will I try again? I might. I really like the idea of being accountable and it being 100 days. 100 days. That is, that's a lot. That's a long time. What is that? 3 and, don't get me wrong, I'm bad with math skills. So it's like 3 months and a week. I might try it. I might try it again. But geez, that's a lot of time. And I'm so happy right now to have a dev job that I get to spend 40, 50 hours a week already writing code there, a little bit on the side here and there. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, if you want to check it out, it's hashtag 100 Days of Code on Twitter. You can see all sorts of people learning and tweeting out their progress and making really cool things. Or you can go to 100daysofcode.com, and it's a 100, 100daysofcode.com, and find out a lot more about the challenge, the facts, and kind of the history behind it and all that stuff. Anyway, if you're interested in it, I definitely suggest at least trying it, because it's a cool thing, and there's a great community built around it. So, all right, if you like this type of content, give me a subscribe. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later.